What's good, people? Thought I would drop another gem. This is an extract from the longer form podcast. Here, Nikita states how he links gratitude and self-love with his higher purpose and uses it to drive himself forward. He also shares directly a message speaking to the younger generation of men watching this video. Enjoy.
Yeah, I struggle with this sometimes, personally, but I try to be grateful for the things I've accomplished, and if I go out, if I do the right things, then I try to be grateful and really remember where I came from. For example, that I struggled maybe in the eighth grade and the ninth grade with even speaking one-to-one, regardless of the person who I've spoken to or to make a presentation. And now that I can speak to people and learned the skill, and it's like really a simple thing, but for me it was like this big thing to look in the past and to be grateful for the things I've done in my life and for the things that I've accomplished. This is the most self-love that I have. That's it's like basically the gratitude that I have for the things that I've gone through and that I've surpassed. But other than that, I struggle with it, with self-love a lot. I try to push myself.
It takes a really big person to come up and admit that it is something that you struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
And well, could you elaborate a bit on that gratitude? Do you have a specific way that you interpret gratitude? Mm-hmm. So you've mentioned you're grateful for the things that you've been through. Is that the good and the bad?
Yeah, I try to constantly remind myself of the things that I'm grateful for, the hardship and the good things. So I tried this exercise to be conscious about these things, because most of the time you just go through your life unconsciously and you don't think about these things. Not the hardships, or most of the time it's like negatively on the hardships, but not other things you're really grateful for the good stuff in your life. Like, for example, that you could even eat, like these basic things. You just lose the consciousness for these things because it becomes standard to you. And when it becomes the standard to you, then you lose the gratitude, because I think a lot of the best things in life come from knowing these bad situations and knowing how hard life can even be, and then going in the opposite and just receiving the opposite side and experiencing the difference of it. So the difference really makes life worth living. So I try to remind myself for the hardships and the gratitude stuff and the stuff that really gets to my heart that I forget most often, like for example for my brothers or for my mother, which went through a lot of hard stuff in her past. So I try to remember this stuff consciously a lot and try to be more conscious in my life.
Thanks for sharing that. And I guess my next question would be, how would you advise somebody who is going through hardship at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Do you use gratitude as a tool to deal with that hardship? Mm-hmm. Or would you apply that to somebody else?
I think if you're in a hardship situation, if you're in a bad situation and you're stressed out and you feel like everything's going down, you need to remind yourself that someday, for example, in 30 days, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, this doesn't matter. You need to shorten the time span between these 2 years where this doesn't matter, or 30 days or 2 days, to now. So you need to position yourself in a higher way, that you look about your situation rationally. Another thing that comes up in my mind is stoicism. So to just rationally think about this situation and to see yourself outside of this thing. So to see this hardship situation where everything just goes down, but to rationally decide on your chessboard which move you need to take, and then just to shit on your feelings for a short time period and to just do these things radically, to see the chessboard, see the different moves you could do, think about the different moves you could do, and then just to go out and do them regardless of how you feel. And then life, there's no sun without rain. There's no, you know this quote.
Exactly.
That's
a really beautiful analogy. It ties back into the whole idea of putting your head down. taking one foot and putting it in front of the other, and at the end of the day, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Now, being somebody who has come out here and really opened up about their life, I'm somebody who truly believes that facts tell, but stories sell. And so I'd like to ask, is there any advice that you would give to the younger generation of our viewers on the podcast right now?
So first, it's a good question, a good thing. To have principles in your life, to consciously think about what do you want in life and what are the principles that you want to build your life upon. For example, I have also the third time, which I mentioned Tate, but he has 4 key principles of which he built upon his life, and he consciously thought about it. And this were these 4 bullet points, and I like to give it right now because I think, it was like a 30-minute video, and for 30 days I watched it every day to just get it from my conscious and my unconscious, and to remind myself every day of these points, because I think they're crucial for every man in his upbringing. It's at first to absolutely believe in yourself, to think and to know in your heart that you can deal with anything. And you are the person who goes out, who can sort out any problem, is to believe that you are the best. That's the first point. Because there are not as many downsides that come with this thinking. Second is to understand there's no one coming to save you. Maybe God in this place, but in your situation, the best thinking you could possess is there's no one coming to save you, and you are the only person who can build up your life. You're the only person who can fuck this up. Like this.
It's true, and I mean, they even say God will only help those who help themselves.
Yeah.
So again, very good point.
Absolutely. And you need to realize you're alone, and you need to build yourself up, and you need to go out, because no one is coming and put money on your table. No one is coming to feed your family. You need to do that. And you're the only person who's capable of that. And the third point is you need to get pissed off at your situation. You need to look up and look at how great your life could be, how well you could orchestrate your life, and you need to get pissed off that you're not there yet. You need to use that anger, because anger is an extremely powerful tool. Anger is one of the most potent emotions that we have as human beings. And if you use that anger and direct it in the right direction, it can change mountains. Change mountains.
100%. That if you don't feel the need to have change, nothing changes.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yeah, absolutely. The fourth thing, you need to stick to your words. Your word should be iron. If you say something, you should mean it, and you should do everything in your power to go after it and do it. So for example, if you would just go home now and tell your mother you do 300 push-ups today, there's no world that you wouldn't go out and do it, because you speak it into existence. And when you speak something into existence, you should give your absolute best that you hold it. And if you do that, it's amazing how great life could be. If you have your brothers that you can trust, that you know they build their life around these principles, and you know you can trust the word, and then the way when they say something, anything could happen in this world, they would stick to the word. It's like one of the amazing things of life when you have that.